Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Don't see what's yours for the taking tonight. Ooh, show me your soul, baby. I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Can't you see it's way past time? How explicit do I have to be? I mean, I spell it out before you get it, baby. Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you. I'll show you.
Yep, I'm feeling like humming. It's that kind of day. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm a happy camper. How are you today? Oh, you guys are looking great out there. I want to welcome each and every one of you to today's installment. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris, and we're here again. Here again. What is that? Here again. Them taters ready yet, Paul? Oh my goodness. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. So anyway, hey, I've always loved having my own language. How about you? Today's going to be a great day. It already is. How are things shaping up for you? It is clear. Supposed to be a pretty nice day. It snowed again yesterday here. Stuck for about 3 or 4 hours, but then it was gone. Still cold, burr, here in the Midwest, Chicago to be precise. Tell me what the weather's expected like in your neighborhood. Put it in the comments. Not much to talk about in the news today. I have been monitoring really closely what's going on with the climate summit and that sort of thing. And because, man, so much is going on. Oh, here's something. Remember we had what's going on with my live broadcast? Okay, there we go. We're back. Remember a couple weeks ago I had Michael, who was his name? He went Michael. Mansky, because I had the mnemonic device. Boy, could that Mansky, right? Mansky, Michael Mansky, supply chain expert, was here, and he was telling us, watch your grocery store shelves, because things are going to get tougher and tougher to acquire certain items moving through the rest of the year. And Jason Cisneros told me that about a month ago. So I've been keeping an eye. Do you know, yesterday morning I went to the grocery store. I had a list with 8 things on it. 6 of those things were not there. Not at all. Not nowhere, like they never existed. And just empty spaces on the shelves, like when it used to be with toilet paper and stuff. So I went to the customer service window, and I was like, what's going on with the Swiss Miss sugar-free? What's going on with the Diet Coke in the bottles? What's going on with the Fritos and all the stuff that I saw that were missing? And they said, we can't get it. We just can't get it. They can't get it to us. They can't, just all kinds of reasons. So, you know, you guys, they say to go out and get some non-perishables and put them away, not to be in a panic thing, but hey, err on the side of caution, right? Just get some stuff and put it away just in case. Just letting you know. Walk through your store. Walk through your grocery store and see if you spot anything that looks a little off. That's what I always say. So what's going on other than that? Not too much. Great guest today. You guys know who it is. And let me just give y'all heads up, right? I don't know how she did it, because you know I haven't seen anything on Facebook about here I am doing my secret thing to get all Gorgina. No, she's just gonna show up, right? I'm talking about Misty Lane. Yes, I am. You know, I just saw her on Facebook with some friends, right? They're doing this little thing. Now they're doing all that TikTok kind of stuff, boomerangs and stuff. You know, people don't do that unless they think they're cute. That's what I'm saying. That's when they do that stuff, when they think they're cute. I'm going to record me one today. This afternoon, I'm going to record one. You better believe it. Somebody help me with that, though. I'm not very techy. But anyway, Misty Lane is back. And after just being crowned something the other night, I don't remember what it was. Something like the Global Achiever of the Decade or some stuff. You know, I know I was up there with Mariah Carey and them. That's why she thinks she's cute. That's why. She thinks she's cute. You'll see. Y'all know. Y'all that know Misty know, right? How many? I got a book. I got a free book. What? Let me see. I got a book bundle. How about this? I got a book bundle for the person who accurately writes down how many times Misty Lane gonna touch that hair today. Right? She gonna touch that hair. Whoever get the right one. Okay. Look, you can't even say I'm gonna get her in here because she back there doing it. So listen, that was country too. She back there doing it. Lord, why did you bring the country out in me? Listen, good friend of mine, Misty Lane. For those of you who know her, there's no explanation for how she has accomplished so much other than living within purpose. For those who don't know her, you soon will. I can show you better than I can tell you. Well, you know what? I did pull up your You sent me a short bio, and let me read it. Where'd I put that thing? 100 words, girl. That is not short, but I'll read it anyway. Cue music, y'all. I'm kidding. Misty Lane, she went from being a Texas beauty queen, starting to make sense. Okay, beauty queen, at the brink of becoming a surgeon. She went from all that to facing a 40-year prison sentence. Yep, you heard me right. I didn't say 4. I didn't say 14. I said 40-year prison sentence. Now, cocaine and domestic abuse led to this horrific rock bottom that she transparently describes in her best-selling book, What Goes Up? And today, she's now an empowerment and resilience expert, instilling confidence in others to step up and speak out. She transforms lives through her talk show, Dare to Share with Misty Lane. You can find that right here at the E360 Network and all over your socials. Through her WRITE, that's WRITE, to Ignite Women's Empowerment Retreats, her Speak Out workshops, and her collaborative books, all while practicing nuclear medicine as a full-time career, and also now in training to be a body double for Nicole Kidman. So yeah. I'm kidding. Don't start rumors. Don't start nothing. There won't be nothing. Okay, I was kidding about that part. But hey, give her a minute. You'll see. So you guys, she's not a first timer, but let's put our hearts into the conversation, shall we? Put some hearts on the screen as we welcome to the stage my good friend and yours. Guess who it is? Here she comes, Misty Lane. Talk to the hand. Just talk to the hand. I already knew you would come up in here. with some of that.
You're so bad. You're so bad.
I'm Mr. Lane. I don't know what you thought.
Yeah, and
look
look
great.
at Sherry. Look at Sherry McQueen already putting 10 times. Girl,
Oh,
don't
see?
play along with him.
Yes, she will. Sherry, keep counting, girl. Keep counting. Get that book bundle. Don't listen to Misty. Keep counting, all of y'all. Misty, it's so good to see you. You look phenomenal, for real.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's up with all that? Where you been? You went to one of those retreat places where they did some of their magic on you? What'd you do?
Living life.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean? What did I do to lose weight?
You go to some little magic, one of those Hollywood retreats or something?
I wish. No, I moved my parents in with me.
Oh, yeah. I heard about it. How's that going?
Ooh, baby.
A lot of people are finding themselves. We're going to get into that and more. Listen, tell everybody where you're at in the world. Bring them up to speed on who you are, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Where I'm at in the world is finding myself kind of sandwiched between, which is typical. It's what the life does. I'm sandwiched between taking care of elderly parents and then trying to help out with grandkids. I just feel like I'm sandwiched right in the middle. You know, it's a great place to be. Don't get me wrong. It's just very stressful, but things are going really great with me, Lauren. I'm doing all the things I want to do. I'm more active. I'm training, just starting my training to run my first 5K. My daughter just did a half marathon. She's running a marathon in January. My son-in-law's running, just did the same. And then we're all of my kids were all together going in January to run either a 5K, a 10K, or a marathon.
All of them, including
Lauren,
the little
Amber,
baby boy,
Julie, Austin, Glenn, and me are all doing it. Yes.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I'm not a runner.
Look, we'll go camping with you, but we draw the line.
Yeah. Well, I'm still waiting on that. You know, that never happened. So whatever.
You know, that was all COVID and stuff. We were scared.
I know.
Yeah, but we're okay now. We're vaxxed, fully vaxxed, and ready to go.
Well, I found out yesterday.
Fully vaxxed, ready to camp. There you go.
Well, I found out yesterday, Medicare, which is CMS, has mandated any facility that accepts payment from them is now mandated by December 5th to have all of their healthcare workers vaccinated. So I am not vaccinated, nor do I want to be. And now we've got a mandate from all 3 hospitals where I work. I have to be, and they're only giving us 2 weeks to do it until December 5th, which is
or what?
Or we lose our job.
How can that be?
Well, Houston, the Methodist hospital system did it, and I'm sorry, Herman Memorial, was it Methodist? Herman Memorial did it and laid off over 700 employees recently.
Don't drop no names, girl. We got talking code nowadays. Be a black van pulling up out front. You look. Don't drop no names.
Well, I'll love a black man.
I said van, not man.
Oh.
Oh my God. Just put it on out there then. Okay. Well, clearly you and Brian. So there we go. Ring the bell. So listen. So let me just ask this. Then we'll keep moving. But you're so obviously you're not pro-vax. But you, even though you did experience COVID, didn't you?
Yes, and I'm not anti-vaccine. Let me clarify that.
Oh, good one. Okay.
I just do not want to be the petri dish for this experiment. There's no longitudinal studies on this vaccine. It has not been out long enough for me to feel comfortable putting it in my body just yet.
How long do you need, though?
5 years at least.
Girl!
That's what science
says.
says.
So let me ask you this. So how do you know that all the other stuff really went as long as they said? How do we know? Really, how do we know?
Flu shot's been around for years. I mean, I do know.
Well, but still, we don't even know what's inside the syringe. We don't know.
We don't
know. So
you're right, we don't. It's just a personal thing. Like I said, I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm all behind the science. I think it's amazing. It's awesome. I'm a scientist myself. It's just me personally. I've had COVID. I have, my antibodies are strong. My body has its own natural immunity right now. So for me to actually go and get a COVID vaccine on top of the strong antibodies I already have is actually not even healthy for me to do. It's going to cause an inflammatory response. And, I'm just not for it. I'm kind of in a predicament where I'm just not sure what I'm going to do at this point in
And
time.
what about, well, now you have your parents there, they're elderly, and I know your mom, because it was on Facebook, has some underlying conditions, what put her at, so, and she had COVID too, didn't she, at some
I had
point?
COVID. I had COVID in June, and then my mom ended up getting COVID in the middle of July, and she had just gotten through cancer, but she knocked it out of the park. She never even went on a ventilator. I mean, my mom is a trooper now. She's tough.
Good.
She's tough, and now we're dealing with Parkinson's issues. But my stepdad's vaccinated, but my mom is not. It's too soon for her. You know, her immune system's not ready to handle something like that just yet, coming out of chemo.
Okay, well, blessings and awesome health to
Thank you.
everyone there, including all the families and those babies. I cannot believe when we saw, I saw your little granddaughter last week.
Harper.
And yeah, Harper looking like a little grown woman. I was like, I know that ain't Harper Bear. That
That's
was,
my-
little bitty. Oh my goodness, they grow
She's
so fast.
beautiful. She'll be 4 in January. And my
Can you
little
believe it?
red-headed grandson, red hair, blue
So
eyes,
cute.
he'll be 1 in December.
Already.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about there could be someone, I don't know where they've been living, but if you don't know Misty's backstory, get ready. It's nothing short of incredible. Now I've been seeing in some of your new branding something new about you. Well, not new, but what you're saying. But first, we're gonna wait, where'd you go? Oh, over here. I want this resilience thing. What is it? Resilience and
Empowerment.
empowerment. Talk about that. Well, first of all, you guys, we used to work together.
Yes.
Till she pissed me off. I'm just playing. I'm kidding. Misty came in, got what she needed, and went on and did the damn thing. And that's how it should be. Seriously, that's how it should be. I don't think as a coach you're doing your job if you got people that are sitting there and they've really gotten to the next level and they're ready to go. I mean, I keep moving it along from coach to coach depending on what I need.
Yeah.
So
And that's what
do
you
you
told
remember
me.
this day?
Yes, I
That
did.
is what I told you back at the beginning, huh?
Yes, it is.
And there you are. Oh, look, that's the same picture. You must like that picture. There it is in the banner behind you. Why is that picture so special?
Because that picture to me is everything about transparency and the liberation that comes with it. That's freedom right there. That's freedom to not have to hide behind shame, not have to hide behind guilt, not have to remember which lie I told who about where I was all those years. That's freedom.
So tell us about that day. Where were you? What was going on? What are we looking at? What was going on 5 minutes before this picture was taken?
I was a nervous wreck at the Power of We in Atlanta. Yes.
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta. And I was about ready to speak on your stage, Lauren, to a group of amazing kids that were there to learn. Their ears were open. They were into it. They were wanting to know about their future. And my son was there speaking. But I was really nervous because I had done some speaking, but I hadn't really done this kind of speaking. I had Jason Cisneros there. Of course, my coach, I'm trying to please and I want to do good, Jason was there and I had Dawn Fawcett there. And a lot of people I look up to were there to hear me speak for the first time to that type of audience. And I was just a sack of nerves.
Look at that. Look at that. I'll never forget that moment when we saw you up there in the standing ovation and the kids. This was your first big keynote.
Yeah.
Plus, it was another first because you shared the stage with your then, 19-year-old son.
Yeah.
At the time. His first big keynote.
Yep.
All there at the Power of We had MTV in the audience and ended up getting that award from the United Nations down the road after that day. That was a very special day. Now, I want you to, I'm looking at that with your arms open and, it's about what a lot of people don't understand about those kinds of moments. And I want that for everyone that wants it for themselves is that is a giving and receiving all at the same time. all at the same time. It's where everything we've ever lived, every betrayal, every tear, every supposed bad decision or mistake, misstep or heartache, all of those things led us to that moment right there, just like they led us to each other today. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Now let's talk about because you just the Global Achievers had a big awards thing this Saturday, and you were voted in by a jury of your peers, nominated and voted in as say exactly what it was you received.
The Global Achiever Award 2021, the overall Global Achiever. I didn't even know, to be honest. Brian, your darling husband, sent me a message and said, I voted for you. And I'm like, for what? And it was like, I didn't even realize I had been nominated. I was very thankful and grateful. And I went in and looked at the categories, and it had Author of the Year, Streaming TV Show, and Overall Global Achiever were the three categories I was in. And I thought, well, maybe I have a chance at the author or the TV show. But I was up against some great individuals, and it's just overwhelmingly, I'm just full of gratitude, I'm excited to represent the Global Achievers with Vicki. I'm excited to go to Perth next year and represent. I'm ready. Let's do it.
And I heard the guy that came in third place in that category is demanding a recount. I don't know what's up with him. Did you hear that rumor? Oh, wait, that was me. That was me in third place. I didn't even know. You know how I am about that stuff. I hate those kinds of things because it's like, you're like, I don't want to know what happened. I don't want to know how many I get. I don't want to know, oh, Lord, did I lose? No, but you know what? It's not that kind of a thing. And I did get Coach of the Year. You did.
We all voted for you. You're an awesome coach.
Well, you see those red X's in that picture. Some people might not think so.
No,
well, you're only as good as the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. That's the honest to God truth. And I'm going to tell you something. What a pleasure. It always has been. And there's Tucker Bearden and Michael Kyra, and you see Joshua T. Berglund and Dan Mendelow and MISTIE, all these people. Here's some more. And that's what I love about here comes a shameless plug in 3, 2, 1. My coaching program is that we do promise you that we're going to we build the stages, and you do the work. We'll provide the stages rather. And so I'm just so grateful for all the work that you've done and continue to do. Why don't you tell us about this? What's good? Transforming lives by instilling confidence to write with a W and speak your truth with resilience. Mm-hmm. Talk about this thing, resilience, because you see empowerment all over the place. Mm-hmm. There's no shortage of empowerment summits and coaches and this and the other, but you rarely hear somebody claim the authority piece known as resilience. Talk about what that means to you and what makes you so sure we all have that within us.
To me, resilience is surviving through something, landing on your feet on the other side of adversity. And one of the things you taught me early on in coaching was that once we've been through something in our life, we're now an authority on it. And that really stuck with me. And I really had to think about that. And I molded over a long period of time, thinking, what does that exactly mean? I'm an authority on it. I'm authority on being a crack addict. I'm an authority on, writing hot checks. What exactly does this mean? And it was a process I had to come to realize I'm authority on surviving. I'm an authority on thriving after adversity. And that is what makes someone resilient. And I believe all of us have that in us. I mean, at the end of the day, and I've said this time and time again, at the end of the day, when you're truly down and you need to find a way out, it's yourself that you have that pulls you up. I mean, you have your own courage in you. You have your own strength in you. We just don't tap into it. So what I'm out to do, my quest on God's mission, is to instill confidence in people to face their truth, and then instill the courage they need to step up and speak out with it, so that they can show that they have empowerment and resilience as well.
I love that. But here's the conundrum. So many find out, I'll include myself in there. The conundrum that so many of us find ourselves in, it's almost a catch-22. Seriously. And that is, you just mentioned, you have yourself, you learn that you have yourself to hold on to. But in many cases, because of self-sabotage, and I want you to talk about this if you could, many of us simultaneously, yes, we're helping ourselves up, but we're the ones in many cases that are holding ourselves down.
Absolutely.
Because of shaming and lack of forgiving
Mhm.
and all that. Tell everybody, walk us through what we went to, because there may be some people that don't know the story. How do you go from being a beauty queen and working to be a surgeon, and you weren't that far away from finishing when all this thing happened with the drugs and looking at a potential 40-year prison sentence? How does that happen?
It happens with insecurity, vulnerability. It happens with not thinking your choices all the way through to the end. I ended up addicted to crack cocaine at 32 years old, never even done drugs before in my life. And that lifestyle had me doing all those things I said I'd never do, put me in all those dangerous situations I never thought I'd find myself in,
Right.
And through that came a horrific car accident where I killed someone. And that is how I got slapped with that 40-year vehicular homicide charge. Thought my life was over. But, and I used to really dwell and focus on that. But the beautiful part, and it's hard to see it when you're in it, you have to be out of it to be able to look back in that rearview mirror and see the beauty. But it transformed my life. It was almost like I needed to go through, not that someone needed to die, obviously, but there's silver linings in every situation. But I needed to go through a transformation. And looking back now, it's like the growth and the knowledge. And as you've taught me, the authority that comes with surviving something, it truly does put you in a space where you can give back. And that's it's like going to church when you're small and they pass that plate around and your eyes are this big with all that money, and your parents are telling you to put your only $2 you have in that plate. You're like, no, I'm not giving up my
Right.
Nobody's
It's all I got. Right.
Yeah. And they try to tell you and teach you, the more you give, the more you get back. And it's a hard concept to understand it. Especially when it's not even monetary, when it's just like service. But it truly is rewarding to give. And I tell people all the time that as you're giving and helping other people, you're actually helping yourself. Like you said, you're giving and receiving all at once. And it's
All at once.
thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
It really is. It truly, truly is. Now, I'm always singing the tune that they're, be encouraged, because before every breakthrough, there usually needs to be some form of a breakdown,
right?
Either of a falsehood, a limiting self-belief, the breaking down of a contract that is no longer serving us in order to construct a new one that will, and so on and so forth. And that doesn't mean just things. That means sometimes people, situations, in order to find opportunity and advancement. So talk to us, if you could, about when you came back. Now, when we started working together, this is long after you'd re-entered society and everything, just a few years ago. But even then, talk about what had been that grooming process, that the beauty pageant world and the pressure of medical school and to make everything perfect. You were one of the top 5 in the Next Impactor competition. And when we started that competition, if you remember, you and I were working together, you were 3rd place, yes, out of hundreds of people. And even then, I remember when in our coaching, you were still working with that have to be perfect thing. It took a long time. So I want you to talk about that, but then kind of layer it in, mix it in if you can, with what it was like coming back and stepping out of what you were back into who you are, and then into who you've never been before. And what I'm really getting at is that thing, that place with your kids and your family, coming back in, and how you had to release what you thought about yourself in relationship to those relationships. You know where I'm going with that. Just talk about that, because a lot of people out there don't know how to reinvent blame, and you do. Put some light on that, if you
Okay. That's a lot of questions. I'll try to remember.
It is, and I'm just
I'm
actually,
trying to
I'm
remember it all.
actually gonna jet out and just let you run with it on the screen for a minute, because I have a feeling there's something in this past that somebody here is here to get today. So I'm gonna leave it all to you. So take it over. Oh.
Well, the perfectionism piece for sure. You know, growing up in the beauty pageant system, I was always taught you had to look perfect. It didn't matter how it was on the inside. And, you know, going back, I relate that to my childhood. You know, things appeared. We had the big house, the swimming pool. You know, I was always dressed to the nines. It always appeared everything was so perfect. But on the inside, things were not so much. And it's hard to coexist with that reality in your own head, because you think things are good, but are they really? And it's that are they really that's causing you to stuff down the little Debbie cakes, or to smoke the crack pipe, or to go gambling, or to be promiscuous, or whatever it is. You know, it's that other side of us. So the perfectionism piece was really hard for me. And as I've said many times over, when I tell my story, when my husband, I found that he had another woman pregnant, and I was so naive and had no clue he was even cheating. It was really hard on me because I internalized it all and just assumed it must be my fault. There was something defective with Misty to make him cheat. And that was that whole perfectionism piece of it. Even after I came home and sat on that book, because I did write my book in jail. I wrote it while I was by hand on paper. Took me 7 long months, and it was the healing I need. It is, I tell people, writing is what saved my life. But I sat on that still with the shame and the guilt piece, even 8 years after I got home, and was blessed with only a 5-year prison sentence. I did my time and came home and just picked up, I like a cat. I landed on my feet, got back into my job, and just kept going. And that's the thing, the resiliency piece of Misty is I always seem to do that. And there's pros and cons to that. The pros are, you know, when you always come out the winner, or you always get those breaks, there's no lessons that are being learned, which was what happened to me a lot, being married to a police officer, getting arrested for smoking crack cocaine, getting arrested for stealing his undercover police truck and going on a crack mission. I always seemed to catch a break for whatever reason. People believed in me. People didn't want to see me go down. People that knew people that knew people that knew people, whatever. And I tell people all the time, until we're held accountable and actually pay the penance for what we've done, we don't learn the lesson. So I sat on this book because it was so full of anger and blame and shame. It was written very dark. It was really just a book of emotional vomit, if you will, that really was serving no purpose. If you were to read that first draft, it would do nothing for you. It would just be like, oh my gosh, this girl, you know. But it was for me. It was for me to get that out. But when I realized that I needed to help other people with my story, when I started to learn from Lauren and other people that I had a message to give, and that I was now an authority on surviving, and that I could help somebody with that, it changed everything. And my grandbaby being born with all of her brain injuries and all of her things she went through was kind of my eye opener to make me realize, you know, life is short. We don't know what tomorrow holds. God saved you, Misty, through 10 years of hell for a reason, and it wasn't to sit quiet. And if you know me, I've never been one to sit very quiet. I kind of talk a lot. So I decided to rewrite the book, and I changed it from a place of that blame and anger, and I rewrote it from a place out of accountability and forgiveness. Forgiveness is huge. Accountability is huge. And it changed my whole life. I'm very fortunate when I re-entered back after prison that my children knew forgiveness in their hearts. I'm not sure if that's something that they picked up in church, they picked up from other people around them. I don't know where it came from. I'm just thankful that they did, because their strength behind me, the fact that they weren't embarrassed by me, and the fact that they stood alongside of me at the award ceremony, at the Next Impactor, my first time I was ever on a TV show. I mean, I've always had one of them with me somewhere supporting me. And that just like propels it forward to make me and other people realize it doesn't matter where we've been. It doesn't matter what we've done, that we can be forgiven. we can overcome, and then we can turn it all around and use all of it to help lift other people up. So that's kind of the space I'm in.
Did you just say we could turn it around?
I can turn it around.
Did you really? Okay, that is the phrase that pays.
Just like we rehearsed. No,
That right. That is the phrase that pays. So actually, if you pick a number between 1 and 32, there's 32 comments, and whatever number it lands on, I've got a book bundle for them.
26.
26. Sherry McQueen, can you count from the top down and tell us who that is? That'll be in. And when we're going to take a break for just a moment, we'll be back in just a second. But I would like you to think about how you're going to respond to this when we come back, Misty. I know I have it on good authority that this is a very, very important hashtag in your life. And I'd like you to explain why when we come back. And there it is on the screen.
You are so bad.
Why? And when we come, no, that is a teaching point. You guys, trust me, you're going to want to know, and you're going to want to hear about this one. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. Don't you dare go away.
Cosmo Sapiens, hosted by the Galaxis Gal and Lauren Michaels Harris.
This is the Galaxis Gal, bringing you the stories of the human beings making space for all of us. Because just like on Earth, in space, humanity should be our business.
Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Every Thursday and Sunday at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on iRock Space Radio.
Okay, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris. And before we get Misty Layne in, the incomparable Misty Layne, I've done it again, you guys. They send me the voucher to go to the grocery store and get enough V8 to last the broadcast week. And then I somehow forget and drink more than I'm supposed to in one day and have to do this. Okay, so why do I love what's on the screen? Let me scoot over here so I can tell you quickly. Okay. First of all, only 60 calories in that can. I know it looks huge. It's bigger than my head right now. But in the store, it's really only this big, right? 60 calories, 2 complete servings of vegetables, 100% vegetable juice from concentrate. Easy to find. Head down the juice aisle. You'll find it. In my store, it's right next to the Kool-Aid boxes. 60 calories. Pop the top. Don't say, oops, I could have had a V8. Say, ooh, it feels great to have had a V8. Okay, so now I can get that off the screen, and Mister, you're back. I got to quit drinking 2 and 3 in a day. I forget, and I always say, I'll go to the store and buy some, and forget. I'm supposed to drink it. But anyway, I mean on air. But anyway, back to you. So that's a joke between us, hashtag popcorn. But I want you to talk about the mindset back then because look how different you are today. And how you don't feel. I talk about the difference between what you thought you needed to do as opposed to what today comes natural and you do it.
That hashtag popcorn was really, it still is with me because it's about resiliency. The whole concept behind what I thought was the little shtick, if you will, was that it was about resiliency and how we can transform. Even though we've changed into something different, we're still of value. Going from a popcorn kernel to a piece of popcorn, going through that volatile fire, to explode, which is what kind of like I did, is I exploded in my life, but I transformed. And, I thought I needed to be cutesy with it because I was trying to find something to stick that
To make
people,
light of it.
right.
Right.
But it's just not a story that needs to be made light of. It's not a comical story in any shape or form. And more importantly, I think what I've learned through that whole process is I'm not going to please everyone, and my story's not for everyone. My story's for those that need it, and I need to say it in the true, authentic way that it's intended to be. That God has me say it, and whatever that way is, whoever hears it needed to. And I just
And I must just say, why I'm so glad, because it used to, I'm that kid, and I'd get off a session with Misty, and I'd be, Brian would come up and try to say, did I miss it? Don't say her name. Right? I'd be so mad. But you know what? Because I could not, and that's the thing that sometimes when you work with people, I couldn't figure out why you couldn't see what was so clear to the rest of us. But then people have said that about me. People have said that about all of us. But today, that's what it is. It's led us to today. So look at all the stuff here. Let's talk about this Be That One. And when you say step up and stand out, why does it sound like there was once a timid behind all of that? How I love you, and world peace, beauty queen stuff that you're taught. You know how you sit with your legs in one way and cross at the ankles, and the way you would, all those things. Okay, talk about how beautiful your world is today, and how beautiful you are within the world, which is yours today. And it has nothing to do with the pageantry aspect of beauty. Can you maybe shed a little light on that? Because I think there's not just beauty queen people, but a lot of us put too much value on pleasing others. Talk about that. Good.
Absolutely. And it just goes right back to what you said about this picture right here before. It's about learning to be transparent through all the bullshit. I mean, learning to own the bullshit, right? Learning to say, I did this, but you know what? I forgive myself, and it's okay. And if you don't forgive me, that's okay too. But this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing it. People pleasing, it's really hard in society, especially with social media now. I mean, I feel so bad for our youth because they're up against such a huge fight because everything has to look so perfect on this social media. I watch Instagram and these women that they do these makeovers, and the transformation, it's like, holy crap, and it's like, and I get made up every day. Don't get me wrong. Who are you talking to? Oh, I thought you was talking to somebody. I thought Brian was over there. Okay. Anyway, it's about, learning the transformation. It's all great if it's on the outside, but what really needs to happen is the transformation on the inside. We need to be that one. We need to step up and speak out. I've never been shy or timid except for during my domestic abuse, where I did lose my voice out of fear. But it's about transforming on the inside and knowing that no matter what the outside looks like, that we all have value, we all have a message, we all deserve to be heard, and that we all have something we're in authority on. And we need to just reach our hands out and start, loving, like you say, hug up on somebody. We need to reach our hand out and lift other people up.
There you go. So who's your ideal client, Misty? What kind of people do you work with? Is it women empowerment specifically? Talk about your programs and your retreats and what kind of person comes to be ignited? What kind of person dares to come and share? So in case somebody out there feels like they're looking for that ember to get things started.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a coaching program, and that's because I do have a full-time career, and that's not the space I'm in at this moment. But I do coach women with writing programs and teaching them how to find their voice, to speak out. And I started it with my Dare to Share TV talk show here on e360tv.com. And the platform, it provides a platform, especially for a lot of people that have never told their story before. It's just a safe space for them to come. One of my very favorite guests of all times is Kristen Markle. she reached out to me a long time ago. She heard me, I think, on your show or some other show a couple of years back. And she didn't know me. And she reached out to me. She's like, how do you tell people all your trash? How do you do it? She's like, I've got things I've never told a single soul. This went on for like a whole nother year went by. I started my show and she reached out to me. She's like, how did you write your book? How do you do it? I just need to start. And so when I got Dare to Share Up, she was one of the first people I contacted. I said, this is how you start. You just start.
Yeah.
You do it. And so I got her on as a guest, and she shared for the very, very, very first time out loud with people that she was an incest survivor from her dad.
Wow.
And it has changed her world. She has now written in collaborative books. She's working on her own book. She's gained confidence. She's gained a voice because now she sees the value. Now she realizes she's through the pain. She's survived. It's over. She's a survivor. So now she can see the value in what she's learned from it and how she can help other people that are in it. So that's what the Dare to Share show is about. It's about stepping up, speaking out, using your voice, finding the courage to face your own truth. And then from that, I'm doing a collaborative book right now with Linda Sunshine West called Women Action Takers. Yes. Women Action Takers who step up and speak out. So we're inviting women to come in and share their stories. That those that they're tired of being silent about their pain, they're ready to use their pain for someone else's gain. So, that's a book I've got on going. And then my Right to Ignite Empowerment retreats. This is a 3-day retreat. It's more of an experience than it is a retreat where you learn how to use writing as a tool to get that freedom, to get that liberation, to understand what it means to let it go, to like actually let it go.
Excuse me. Is that another phrase that pays?
Let it go.
Let It Go, song number 9 on this album. There it is. To prove, there it is. Look at the bottom. Let It Go right there. Okay.
Isn't that crazy? I'm talking your language. I must have been coached by you at some point.
I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to say
it's all in there.
Whoever's got the most recent comment, I'm going to look and see who that is. Well, Sherry McQueen, that's you. You've earned it. So, Sherry McQueen, you know it. I've got a book bundle, but we're going to have to compare notes because I don't want to send you books that you've already gotten from us here. So, thank you, Sherry. And who's the other person? Did we ever find out?
Who was the 26th comment?
Oh, Sherry said she couldn't see all the comments.
Oh,
I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4. What number did you say?
26. Sam's birthday.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. Okay. Bernadette is who I come up with. Bernadette, I have a meeting with you later this morning, so I'll get your mailing address and send that right out. There we go. Cool. Welcome. Awesome. Hello. Alaska, how are you? How are you? Good to see you all the way from Europe and the rest of you guys. So listen, Misty, real quick, let's talk about this. When a person, for whatever reason, let's talk about forgiveness. How important was the forgiveness piece for you? I mean, let's talk about it. You know how when you come back and you're getting your feet back underneath you, you got a year out, your things, all the hoops that you have to jump through with probation and parole and all that kind of stuff. And we want the family and the people that we crapped on, that we were not there for. I'd lived through it too. We feel like for us, a few months feels like a lifetime. And we go, why isn't everything back the way it was? Why isn't everybody trusting me now? I'm clean. I'm this. Talk about that piece.
Yeah, I would like to.
Because the resilience. How do you keep going until people are ready to say, okay,
yeah,
we ain't got to worry about you stealing the doorknobs anymore. So let's get back on track. How did you do that?
Well, first of all, you have to educate yourself. You have to understand what's going on around you. When you start some type of addiction, some kind of behavior like that, you're frozen in time at that age, at that space socially where you are. So let's just say someone becomes a drug addict at 15, they're stuck socially at 15. Well, what happens is your family and your friends are also frozen with you in that time. So when you come home and you've gone through therapy, you've gone through rehab, and you've worked through all of your bull crap, and you feel, okay, here I am, I'm better, I'm ready, let's go now, let's get back to where we were.
Yeah.
You have to understand the people around you are still stuck. The people around you still see you as manipulatives. They still see you, like you said, in fear you're going to steal the wedding ring off their dresser while they're asleep and pawn it. They're still in fear you're going to take their checkbook. They're still in fear that you're not going to come home one night and you're going to go on another mission. You have to give them the space and time to let them gain your trust back. I mean, you've got to be patient with your family. And that was a big one, especially with my mom. We have even today, we have such a volatile relationship. And I know it's fueled by her anger. She picked up so many of my pieces and financially, emotionally, physically with my kids, everything, that there's resentments. It robbed her. I tell people all the time, cocaine robbed me of 10 years of my life. But you know what? It robbed my parents of 10 years of theirs too. Because instead of going off on cruises or trips, they're taking my kids to school. They're taking my kids to the doctor. You know, they're living the life I was supposed to be living. So we have to understand that there's pain, there's grief, and not everyone's going to reach that aha at the same time. So,
but how's it feel today, Missy? I'm sorry to cut you off because I want to, but here you all are living together now.
We are, but I was just going to say, and I'm not even going to lie, I'm all about being transparent. There's still a lot of work at 80 years old with my mom that needs to be done. You know, you can tell someone all day long you forgive them, but those are just words. Those are just words. Do you truly? And I want you to ponder that yourself. When you've got someone in your life that you've told them you have forgiven them, have you truly?
Right.
Because your words, they cut like a knife and they hurt. And I can tell you, Lauren, I love my mom with all my heart. This isn't to bash her, but there probably isn't a day, if not every other day, that goes by that my mother doesn't somehow throw my past in my face.
You know, yeah. I reached for this because this is how I used to teach that to people. And you know, it took me, God had to give me a business that had never been in this world, doing apologies for complete strangers. And I did thousands of them back in the late 80s. Apology accepted. Google it. Because I thought this was forgiveness, putting it, you know, in a file like this, you know, and then so if I have Misty in here and then, you know, I'm like, wait a minute, you and I go down the road, we got some bullshit on the table or whatever. Yeah, I knew it 6 times in the last 12 years. So I gave you. I just wrote it. I filed it away until it was convenient to pull it out. Oh, really? So you know what I'm saying? And when we have forgiven others, which is usually a road to forgiving ourselves, it's not filed away. It's thrown away. It is gone. It didn't exist. You can forgive without having to forget.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, I blame everything that ever happened for leading me to where I am today in order to just get past all the negativity. So what about this? Now today, let's say, you know, what's it like for you, Misty, when you're on a stage, this kind of moment? Were you afraid before that? You said you were nervous. You admitted that at the top of the hour. Were you afraid of what I wrote down the looks or the look. I did a speech once called The Look about when people find out your dirty secrets, the way their face can change before they can stop it from happening. And you can read the look. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I need to clarify that because I know exactly where you're going with it. Let me start off by saying the first time I said out loud that I had killed someone was at Habitude Warrior with Dawn Fawcett there. Ended up winning that speaker competition that day. And that's when I was afraid of, what are they going to think about me? Oh my gosh, I killed somebody. How are they going to look at me after that? That's another process you have to work through. Then at the Power of We, it was a whole nother fear. It wasn't a fear of how are those kids going to look at me. My fear was, I want to get it perfect because I don't want to miss something. I don't want to miss saying something that needed to be said because I knew the value of what needed to be said. And I wanted them to hear it all. And I was so scared I was going to get nervous and skip a part. And that's where my fear was. It wasn't I had already transformed, you helped me through that process. I'd already transformed, realized it wasn't about Misty anymore. But I was still stuck in that perfectionism mode to where I wanted the speech to be perfect so nobody missed anything. But
Right.
then now I've grown more and realized that, it's God's mission. It's not mine
There
anyway.
you go.
And what needs to be said is going to be said. And if I derail my whole speech and go and say something that I didn't even intend to, it's because it was meant to go that way. And I embrace that. And, so that whole fear, we all have fears. They may just come in different forms and sizes and shapes. And it may be a different fear from one to the next. But, we're all still growing. We're all still learning. I'm not an end product by any means. I mean, I still deal with procrastination all the time. I still deal with perfectionism all the time, but I understand the place it's coming from. Now I can recognize it and I can smush it. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So what's on the horizon for Misty Layne and the brand?
I have a 3-year plan to phase out of nuclear medicine, which I'm heartbroken because I love my career. It's not that I'm not happy in my career, but I feel my purpose is much bigger than nuclear medicine. So I have a 3-year exit plan to phase more into the book writing, helping people. That's where my heart is with these first time people that are trying to write their story. I mean, hey, if I can write my story from a prison cell,
Amen.
I can help you write yours. So that's kind of where my heart is moving forward, is to help people get their stories out, just to help people step up and speak out, whether it be on a stage or through a book.
So would this be the best place for someone to come to get information and find out what's available?
Yes.
StepUpandSpeakOut.com is on your screen right now.
Yes.
If you'd like to email Misty, here is that, MistyLayne@MistyLayne.com. And also, if Instagram is your jam, there it is on the screen. Finally, of course, on Facebook, there is another road to all things Misty Layne. Step up and speak out. Be that one, right to ignite and dare to share. Tell everybody what day of the week and time your show airs.
I'm going to give you another link real quick because that one is different. I would like to send people to this Facebook page. I just gave it to you. So my show is called Dare to Share, and my Facebook that's attached to my Dare to Share show is the one that Lauren's going to give you next.
Okay.
So that's on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Central. I've been doing them twice a week. I am cutting back on those. Some weeks it may be twice a week. Some weeks it may only be once, only because I'm having to make space. I've moved my parents in with me, trying to get unpacked, try to pack their house up. I'm having to put myself first and learn self-care is more important. And sometimes, that's a hard thing to do because I want the show to be successful. I don't want to lose momentum. But, if I lose momentum and I get resentful or I get tired and start resenting having to do it, then I've lost already. So I'm learning to give myself space and time to take care of the things around me so that I can be healthy and do the best I can when I am on the show.
Well, that sounds like a plan. So, final thought, 30 seconds. What's the best thing you can leave for somebody out on the table and say, here it is, come and get it. Take it home with you. What is it?
Step over your own shadow. Move forward.
Okay. Misty Layne, always a pleasure. You're family to us. And I don't mean just here on Facebook, but also in this household. We love you to no end and love the work. So proud of everything you're doing and all that you are yet to do. You guys do yourselves a favor. I'm going to keep those in rotation, all of the connectors as we get out of here. But I highly recommend, if you don't know Misty and you're not connected, get over to her pages, follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. And watch the show. You won't regret it. Misty, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Keep doing it.
I love you.
And I'll see you.
I'll see you at Power of We.
Yes, April 28th. We've sold our first 2 tickets already, you guys. So we're really excited. Yes, and both were VIP. So they're there for the day and the night. Going to be a great time. April 28th right here in Chicagoland at the Stan Mansion. Won't be the same if you're not there with us. Misty will be there. I'll be there. Will you? Get over to Eventbrite, type in the Power of We Symposium 2022, and you'll find it. If not, go to my website, powerofwesymposium.com. And you'll find your way to the ticket booth. Listen, you guys, join me tomorrow when the experts, all three, will be back. Tracy Randolph, Tim Chung, and the Oracle of Apollo, Dominique Rivera, all here tomorrow to take your questions and just have a great time together. Get out today. Take bright to brighter, great to greater, strong to stronger, bold to bolder. And you know what? I don't care. I'll say it. Take good to gooder. All right, you guys, have a great day. God bless you. I'll meet you out front tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central, God willing, and we'll do it again as we step into our next episode of Bathrobe Moments. Bye, Misty. Have a great day, all. Love you. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you